I'm Joey Vantes, and this is your Saturday, June 14th, 2025 weekend report here on the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. Now, what's happening in Minnesota right now is much bigger than just a tragic shooting. It smells like something of a synthetic operation, and it's one that's combining political violence, psychological warfare, and a Democrat appointment that's gone horrifyingly rogue. Let's break it down right now. Now, let's start off with who is Vance Bolter, the suspect, the lone gunman who's said to apparently have killed 2 people and injured 2 others. Now, he isn't just some basement-dwelling loner. He's a 57-year-old, professionally trained tactical security person and was appointed by Democrat Governor Tim Walz to serve on the Minnesota's Workforce Development Board back in 2019. Now, before that, he served under Governor Mark Dayton. Now, he had very close proximity to the state political apparatus. He was embedded, okay? And yet, he's the only suspect in what officials are calling a politically motivated assassination plot. Now, Bolter hit 2 homes in one night. First, he ambushed Senator John Hoffman and his wife in Champlin. Then he drove wearing a full police uniform, latex mask, and driving a cruiser with police lights on it to Brooklyn Park, where he fatally shot Rep. Melissa Hortman and her husband. Now, Melissa died at the scene and her husband, Mark, died later in the hospital. The Hoffmans, they survived the emergency surgeries that were conducted, and both shootings happened hours right before the No Kings protests were set to begin. So more on that in just a minute. Police are saying that Bolter left behind a so-called manifesto and hit list targeting over 70 people. And the twist in all this is that he included pro-abortion advocates and lawmakers who voted against free healthcare for illegal immigrants, making it quite contradictory, but they're saying that they're not going to release the manifesto to the public. Now, the contradiction that people are starting to voice on X and other platforms is that one stance in this is far right, the other is far left, and people don't just flip like that unless they're dealing with somebody who's either deeply unstable or, more disturbingly, deliberately programmed to confuse, divide, and to ignite chaos. Somebody who would say come out of something like an MK Ultra style program. Now let's talk about tactics in terms of a deep state asset, because Bolter had body armor, right? A convincing fake police setup, latex disguise. He slipped in and out like a trained operative and is still on the run as we speak. So this doesn't seem like just some random act. It reeks like psychological warfare and what some are coining as MK Ultra 2.0, an asset embedded deep into the system and activated when necessary with a contradictory kill list and sent to create narrative confusion and fear on what's supposed to be a very big day for the U.S. Army. And isn't it just convenient that he had ties to the Democrat administration, right? He was embedded, credentialed, he was approved, and then turned into an ideological weapon of chaos, potentially here is what it's seeming like. Now, authorities have said that they found No Kings protest flyers inside of his vehicle, an anti-authoritarian movement that's been tied to anti-Trump and anti-government rhetoric. But again, how does that align with anti-abortion hit lists? It doesn't, right? Unless the goal was ideologically all put together, it was about division, confusion, fear, and the very ingredients of a psychological operation. Now, there is a $50,000 reward that is currently being offered to the public for anybody who can give tips and information leading to the arrest of Vance Bolter. Now, what we're seeing may not just be one man's breakdown. It could be a case of manipulated chaos, engineered to justify more surveillance, more state power, and a tighter political control, or to distract from a day like this. After all, if this guy is connected to a state board praised by a Democrat governor, can suddenly flip and become a one-man terror cell, what does that say about who's really in control? So the question then becomes, what do we do with all this, right? We expose these contradictions and we don't buy the neat little story the media ties in a wrap around a nightmare that doesn't make sense. Now, was Bolter truly a lone wolf, a programmed weapon of chaos, or were there other assets and other things connected to this, much like a Luigi Mangione situation? Now, one thing's clear, his actions obviously have the fingerprints of a psychological op. Was this just a shooting, or was this a message? And we better, I think, read between the lines in a specific instance like this. I'll be reporting back as I have more updates and information for you. Stay tuned, stay locked in with me here at Joey Vantes, both on IG, on X, and follow me on the Vantes Point Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on Rumble.